Transformations of graphs. Transforming graphs of the form 1, y equals f of x plus a, 2, y equals f of x plus b. Transformations of graphs. As a base graph, we're going to use the graph f of x equals x squared. As you can see, it's drawn in green with the vertex of the graph at 0, 0. If we now draw the graph y equals f of x plus a and use a slider, if we put a equal to 0, it lies on top of our original graph. If we make a positive, you can see the graph moving up the screen. So the graph moves parallel to the y-axis, and when a is equal to 10, you can see that the vertex is at 0, 10. If we make a negative, the new graph transforms below the original, and when a is minus 10, the vertex is at 0, minus 10. So when a is minus 5.8, the vertex is at 0, minus 5.8. When a is 3, the vertex is at 0, 3. Now if we draw the graph, y equals f of x plus b, have a slider for b. If we make a 0, it lies on top of our original graph. If we now make b positive, you can see that the graph moves parallel to the x-axis, but to the left. When b is 4, the new vertex is minus 4, 0. When b is minus 5, the new vertex is 5, 0. So b makes the graph move left and right, but when b is positive, it moves to the left. When b is negative, it moves to the right. To summarize, graphs of the form y equals f of x plus a, the a moves the graph up and down. If a is positive, it moves up. If a is negative, it moves down. And graphs of the form y equals f of x plus b, the b moves it left and right. If b is negative, it goes to the right. If b is positive, it goes to the left. Let's do a typical GCSE question. The graph of y equals f of x is shown below. On the grid, sketch the graph y equals f x minus 1. Because the 1 is inside the bracket, the graph either moves to the left or to the right. Because it is negative 1, the graph will move one space to the right. So the new vertex will be at 2 minus 1. All other points on the graph will also move one space to the right. Now that all points have been moved one square to the right, you can join them up with a nice smooth curve. Don't forget to label your graph. So the blue line is y equals f of x minus 1. Another typical question could be as follows. This is a sketch of the curve with equation y equals f of x. The vertex of the curve is at the point minus 6, 1. Write down the coordinates of the vertex with equation A, y equals f of x plus 3. The plus 3 moves the graph 3 spaces to the left. So the x coordinate will now be minus 9. The y coordinate will remain exactly the same, so it will be 1. B, y equals f of minus x. This is a reflection in the y-axis. So the x coordinate is made negative. Negative negative 6 becomes 6. The y coordinate will remain exactly the same as 1. Another typical question is as follows. The curve of the equation y equals f of x is translated so that the point at minus 3, 0 is mapped onto the point minus 3, minus 2. Find an equation of the translated curve. The only thing that has happened to the graph is that it has been moved down 2 spaces. So the new equation for the graph would be y equals f of x. It's gone down 2 spaces, so it will be negative. So y equals f of x minus 2. Another typical GCSE question is as follows. Shown below is a sketch of a curve with equation y equals f of x. The curve has a minimum point at minus 7, minus 4. The graph of y equals f of x plus a has a minimum point at minus 7, 0, where a is a constant. Write down the value of a. The only change in the graph is that the minimum point has moved from minus 7, minus 4 to minus 7, 0. So the graph has been moved up 4 spaces. That means the value of a is 4. So a equals 4.